We're coming to you live from the Pork Chop Express, talking to whoever's listening. I'm very excited for this game. Big Trouble in Little China by Boris Polanski, Chris Batarlis, and Jim Sammartino, published by Everything Epic Games. When this was initially announced, I thought it was something I was for sure going to purchase as soon as it was released. But for whatever reason, and I can't really remember, I did not end up getting it. I probably thought that, eventually the price will go down and I'll be able to get it cheaper. Unfortunately, Everything Epic lost the intellectual property rights to the game. As a result of that, they could not produce any more copies, and the ones that were available got snatched up by people, and the price just continued to go up and up and up to over 3 times what the original cost of the game was, which was more than I was willing to pay for it, even though I spent much of my childhood watching this movie over and over and over again. But about a week ago, a retailer posted a copy of it online for significantly less than what others were selling it, and I just took the opportunity. I thought it had a high enough resale value to justify that particular purchase. And yesterday, it showed up on my front porch. So I have taken the shrink wrap off, and I'm going to take a look inside for the first time at the game. So this is me opening it for the first time. Now, before we do that, we can see some beautiful cover art here. We've got Jack Burton, Gracie, Egg, Wang Chi, Thunder, Rain, and Lightning, Hong Kong Hatchet Man and the whole gang, the Pork Chop Express, and David Lopan. Just beautiful cover work. Really captured the spirit of Kurt Russell's portrayal right there. Just looks so much like him. Now on the sides, as you can see, we've got the Wild Man, Lightning, Thunder, and Rain. For those of you who like to store your games vertical, they really did not do you any favors with this. I think I'm going to display this with the Wild Man facing out. All right, what do we got in here? So first, a little personal note thanking me for purchasing the game. Thank you for making it, and you're welcome for the money. Although I didn't buy this directly from Everything Epic, I actually got it from an online retailer, Atomic Monkey Games, out of Houston, Texas. So thank you to Atomic Monkey Games. Misprint, not a big deal. And we've got the rule book. So it is a pretty sizable. I'm sorry. That is not Jack Burton. That only bears a passing resemblance to Kurt Russell. Anyway, fairly sizable rule book. Kind of a lot that goes into this game. There are 2 acts in the game. So there's Act 1, which is played in Chinatown on one side of the board, and then Act 2, which is played in Lopan's lair on the back side of the board. The various components. Set this down. Setup. The quest setup. The hero boards. So each of the 6 heroes in the game have their own hero board, which they all use the same pool of dice, but ultimately the spots on the hero board can enhance the effect of some of those dice. So that increases the variability from player to player in the game. Also, each character has their own set of upgrades and special abilities that can be added to the character to increase variability. Got the different dice, so the action dice, skill dice, epic skill dice, and the fate dice, the fate track. Some other items that are available in the game. The turn structure, so the hero phase and the enemy phase. During the hero phase, you can take a variety of different actions, including moving, combat, skill checks, complete various tasks associated with the quests. You can take a rest action. There are several free actions you can do. Then once the hero phase is over, the enemy phase takes place, where you use their cards to enact movement and attack. The player characters, the bosses in the game versus the minions. How to upgrade your character. So the game uses chi as an experience point system, and then you can use that chi to level up throughout the game. An important aspect of the game is the quests. So each hero has a quest associated with him or her, and then the big boss battles in the game also have quests associated with them, and those can help you to ultimately gain chi, which, as I said before, helps you to level up. The final showdown against Lo Pan in his lair. There's Lo Pan himself. He takes two forms, his ghost form and his made flesh form. Some sample rounds, glossary, and then on the back we have a nice quick reference. Have to make some extra copies of that. Inside the box, let's take a look. So the first thing I want to take a look at here is the dice themselves. So this was something I was a bit concerned about, but I'm already seeing that my concerns were not warranted. So what we have here, we've got the action dice, the fate dice, and we've got the skill check dice, both the normal skill check and the epic skill dice. Now, what I was concerned about when I got the game was there were reports online that some people received epic skill dice that were actually made in this color resin, the yellow resin, but using the form for the standard skill dice. And there's a difference between these two dice, obviously. That's why they're in different colors, but it's in the probabilities and distributions of the skill checks, skill check points. So the standard has 1 on 2 sides, 2 on 1 on 3 sides, actually, 2 on 1 side, and then demon or failure icons on 2 sides. But the epic skill dice has 1 on 2 sides, 2 on 2 sides, 3 on 1 side, and only 1 demon icon. So ultimately, if you had the misprinted dice, it really would make this kind of a useless dice. It would not benefit you, and people were having to 3D print their own dice or just put stickers on their dice, which was not a satisfying outcome. Or you could ask for replacements from everything epic, but once they lost the intellectual property rights, that made it difficult for them to provide replacements. The dice themselves are pretty good quality, and it's all in the reflexes. All right. This is Margot's Demon Bride form, so I guess she can change her form in the game, which gives her added combat, but at the same time comes at a cost of losing the capability to complete actions and skill checks in the game. That's kind of ultimately some flimsy cardboard. That's not the best quality there. Promotional materials, just put that to the side. And then we've got the quest book, which for each quest, there's information to help you work through. Again, that's going to just increase the variability in the game and increase replay value, which I'm very excited about because I plan to play this a lot. Then we've got the cards. I'm not going to take them out now, but I can just show you. These, I think, are the quest cards. So that's Jack's quest, and on the back it tells you all about the setup. Looks like we've got some of the special abilities associated with each character, some of the side quests, so in addition to the hero's quest and the big bad guy's quest, you also have side quests that are available for you to complete, again helping you to get chi to upgrade your character. We have some more cards associated with the characters to give them added capabilities, increase their probability of success in skill checks in combat. We also have the hell cards, which serve as handicaps for the individual characters. And I'll look through those cards perhaps in another video. And we've just got some life marker chi tokens. And then it's back over here. Get this insert. Here we have some of the character boards. So we've got Egg and Margot. Eddie Lee and Wang Chi. Oh, that's connected there. And then on the back, what do we have? Oh, our main character, Jack Burton, played by Kurt Russell, and Gracie Law, played by Kim Cattrall. Upgrade tokens. We've then got the Fate track and some of the bad guy cards. So we've got Lightning and Thunder. Rain. The Wild Man. And David Lopan himself in his made flesh form, and on the back side, David Lopan in his ghost form. And then right here, we've got just some of the tokens in the game. I'm sure these is associated with different quests. We've got the player board. Now, this is a 6-fold, so I am not going to open this up right now, but perhaps I'll edit in a view of the front and the back. Maybe look at that in another video, because I do plan to do another video where I'm going to punch out some of the tokens, so maybe I can look at that in that video. And then we have all of the miniatures, which on top of that, I really appreciate that. When they provide this, it's a layout showing you where all of the miniatures go. And then we have the miniatures themselves, and they are all present and accounted for. So let's just take a couple of these out, and we'll take a closer look at them. So first we've got the Wild Man. Really in there. Lightning, which that is definitely going to break at some point. We've got Lopan himself with light shooting out of his freaking mouth. all-time favorites from this movie. The Guardian, which just a bonkers character design, and really played such a small part in the actual movie, really. But if you sculpted that out, how could you not use that? So I'm very excited to get that into play. And let's look at some of the heroes. Very careful here. We've got Jack Burton with his trusty knife and his tank top shirt. Got Gracie, some kind of spire. And let's look at one more. We've got Egg with his satchel. Maybe we'll look at some of those in a little bit more detail in a future video. But with that, we'll close up this video. And just remember what old Jack Burton does when the earth quakes and the poison arrows fall from the sky and the pillars of heaven shake. Yeah, Jack Burton just looks that big old storm right square in the eye and he says, "Give me your best shot, pal. I can take it."